Warning: due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised. Anchors away, motherfuckers! Wubba-lubba-dub-dub, motherfuckers. What is going on, everyone? It is I. It is everyone's favorite jack of all trades, with the foul mouth coming to urban. Welcome back to another awesome fucking video, guys. I greatly do appreciate it. And before I dive into this bitch, one big shout out to all of you guys, my viewers and my subscribers, for sticking around watching this shit. The reason why I fucking do is for all you guys, so yeah. Anyway, this is going to be a continuation, another video, for the 72nd anniversary of the maiden voyage of the SS United States. And this is going to be a really awesome video, guys. This is going to probably maybe be a two-parter, I don't fucking know. And before I do dive in, here's a photograph I have of the great ship as she's leaving New York on her fucking maiden voyage. Absolutely one of the best fucking pictures ever taken of her. That's just my honest opinion. And of course, my 1/600 scale model of the ship. This another drawing I did of her as she looks like as a human, running at full speed off the Atlantic coast, off the Virginian coast. That'd be during her sea trials. And of course, my travel agent's portrait. And some of you guys actually said you guys liked my personification so well. I figured I'd show you this real quick too. This is a what do you call a facial list, just different expressions I drew her doing. I figured you guys would get a kick out of that shit, so I fucking figured I'd show you guys. Anyway, today we're gonna be talking about what made the Big U so legendary, her power plant. And to explain more about the power plant, I'm going to be reading information about that power plant from this awesome book, SS United States, An Operational Guide to America's Flagship, by James K. Rinflish, F. Samuel Bauer, and Stanton R. Daywalt. Now, the engineering department, this is what we need. One of the biggest contributors to the fame of the United States was her great speed. This, however, was somewhat of a misnomer, because the liner was never operated to her maximum capacity, much less the full capacity of her expansive engine rooms. Her machinery was built to Navy specifications, modestly rated for civilian use. The power plant itself was essentially the same as those used on larger warships, like the Iowa-class battleships. Indeed, the Westinghouse turbines used for the United States were units similar to those in the Forrestal-class supercarriers. Yes, they were. Typical of military design, machinery spaces were separated and their systems as independent as possible. Compared to today's automated standards, the engine rooms of the United States were labor-intensive affairs that required a considerable number of staff. Fortunately, there were never any serious breakdowns, failures, fires, or explosions, a true testament to the skill of the designers and builders. You damn right it was. Now here we go, we're going to talk about the boiler rooms. The steam generating plant on the United States consisted of 8 U.S. Navy Express M-type boilers with 4 in each room. The boilers were water tube, oil-fired, single uptake force under forced draft, and completely air encased. The boilers in the forward boiler room were built by Babcock and Wilcox, and the boilers in the aft boiler room were built by Foster and Wheeler using Babcock and Wilcox design specification. They were normally operated at 54% of the 100% U.S. Navy capacity rating of 310,000 pounds of steam per hour equivalent evaporation, providing steam at 925 psi and 975 degrees Fahrenheit total temperature at the superheater outlet, with steam to the turbine throttles at 875 psi. Originally, Gibbs wanted 1,000 degree temperature at the boiler superheater outlet, but this was reduced to minimize boiler and steam piping maintenance. So basically that they didn't have to work on the boilers and shit so fucking much. Fuel oil burners manufactured by Babcock and Wilcox were of the mechanical atomizing wide-range type. The amount of steam each boiler produced was controlled by the size of the burner tips used and the number of burners in use at any given time. basically the same as the Iowa-class battleships, as determined by the steam demands of the propulsion plant. It was expected that these boilers would be capable of continuously operating at 66% of their U.S. Navy rating, or at 85% for limited periods. The 85% rating was to accommodate conditions when other boilers were out of service. Each boiler uptake was divided into 4 sections of equal area, extending up to the ship's center from the top of the boilers to the catchers, which was 1 for each boiler, located in the stacks, which would be those. The aft boiler room was wider, being located just after the midships due to accommodating the outboard shaft lines passing through the space, and contained slightly more auxiliary machinery. Each boiler room had 2 fuel oil filling stations on B deck, port and starboard, which connected to the outside hull so that all fuel oil tanks were capable of being completely bunkered in about 16 hours. Each boiler was fitted with a number of appurtenances such as superheaters, economizers, air heaters, internal desuperheaters, and soot blowers. Other auxiliary equipment, such as feed and condensing systems, fuel oil heaters, feed water heaters, and deaerators, clean and contaminated steam collecting systems, drain tanks, reserve water and fuel and feed tanks, and feed pumps were necessary for operation of the plant. Each boiler room had a 1500 kilowatt turbo generator and could produce its own power separate from other compartments. The steam plants were closed cycle and relied on cool seawater to condense exhaust steam to reuse in the boilers. At low speed or when stopped, seawater was emitted to the main turbine condensers by pumps. When the United States was moving at 20 knots or above, though it was effective at a minimum of 12 knots, these pumps were shut down and angled conduits called scoop ejections built into the hull bottom were opened with large motor-operated gate valves. The ship's forward motion scooped seawater through the condensers to cool the steam exhausting from the low-pressure turbines back into the water. Naturally, there were bars that prevented sea life and debris from coming into the condensers. Every now and then they would have to clean that shit out because of that shit. So, the boiler rooms on the United States were 4 decks high and split into 3 different platforms. It was possible to climb up vertical ladders to the smokestacks by following the perimeter space surrounding the exhaust uptake flues. The boiler rooms were tightly packed with equipment. The bottom platform level, not counting the bilges, was the firing line for the boilers, where the burners and combustion controls were found. Surrounding the boilers were raised platforms for miscellaneous equipment to support auxiliary services such as bilge and ballast systems, C-sections for circulating water to auxiliary condensers, and fuel oil transfers, while forward and after the boilers were numerous piping manifolds. The middle platform level provided access to the air heaters, economizers, steam drum, and safety valves, 3 main feed pumps, and 1 turbo generator set. Miscellaneous equipment at this level include the air compressor for combustion control, air ejector condensers, auxiliary storage and pressure tanks, fuel oil heaters, numerous pumps, and the generator switchboard. The upper platform level was at the boiler tops and contained the 4 draft fans discharged to the boiler air casings and heaters, and flue gas passage to the uptakes from the boiler tops. The 4th highest level contained the fluidum chamber surrounding the uptakes in case of fire. The entire space could be flooded with carbon dioxide. Fortunately, there were enough people on each watch to catch problems before events got out of hand. Some operating specifications include Navy bunker C fuel oil temperature is 225 degrees, Babcock and Wilcox modified Iowa type burners, burner color and the tip size, superheater outlet pressure, temperatures. So yeah, and there's the aft boiler room controls for it. So yeah, that's the boiler rooms, guys. That's pretty fucking crazy, ain't it? All that power. Anyway, finally, the startup procedure says a cold start of the engines to prepare for sailing required 12 hours. In order to run efficiently, the engines had to warm up, and that had to gradually carefully controlled. You know, all the way from light off watches going effect at 100 hours. I'll just kind of let you kind of look through these. There was a lot that had to be involved to start these fucking engines. It wasn't just like turning a key and boom, 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 that's done. You had to literally warm everything up. So, running a ship like the Big U was a very fucking labor-intensive procedure, and one of the reasons why the ship was pulled from service in 1969. So I hope you guys did learn a little bit about the boiler rooms in part 2 of this video series on the machinery of the ship. I will be talking about the engine rooms, which ain't really much to it. So I'm going to be talking about the engine rooms and maybe a little bit about the other stuff apart. So yeah, hope you guys learned a little bit about this amazing mechanics behind this great ship from this awesome book. And if you have any questions or comments about the fucking shit I do, leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back with you. And if you're new to the channel like the shit I fucking do, hit that fucking subscribe button, hit the damn notification bell. Never miss a video from yours truly ever again. Let's get to 2,000 subs by the end of the year, be fucking awesome. So yeah. So anyway, until next time, this is Commodore Urban. Take that smooth seas and clear skies. Happy sailing with you. God bless you all. Take care, stay safe, be yourselves. Jesus and the good Lord love y'all very much. And until next time, catch a warm trade wind where hell anyone knows. Let's go, Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden. Trump 2024, baby. And God bless the SS United States. And happy 74th anniversary, Big U. Peace.